What's going on, guys? I'm the Walrus Jedi, and welcome to a news video. We got a few pieces of news today, so if you like these news videos, then please consider liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more. And without further ado, let's just get right to the first piece of news, the biggest piece of news from The Hollywood Reporter. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy expected to retire this year. It's about time. She's finally going.
Good riddance.
The prolific producer has presided over the Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises through ups and downs since 2012. Mostly downs, I would think. Presided. I think a better sentence would be, this prolific producer has ruined Star Wars and Indiana Jones since 2012. Alright. After more than a decade in a galaxy far, far away, Kathleen Kennedy is charting a course toward retirement. The Lucasfilm boss has told associates she plans to retire by the end of 2025. A source confirms to The Hollywood Reporter. Puck reported the news Monday night. Reps for Kennedy and Lucasfilm were not immediately available for comment. Kennedy joined Lucasfilm in 2012 as co-chair alongside Star Wars creator George Lucas, and a few months later took the reins after Disney paid $4 billion for the company and Lucas exited. And that day began the troubles for Star Wars. Alright, let's skip all this junk. Okay. She relaunched the franchise, beginning with J.J. Abrams' The Force Awakens, which grossed more than $2 billion globally, and reinvigorated the property, if you say so, as a big screen brand. Disney released a Star Wars film every year from 2015 to 2019, and then took a pause following Rise of Skywalker, which received a mixed response and earned just half of what Force Awakens had brought in just a few years earlier. Yeah, because the sequel trilogy is not that good. As Lucasfilm boss, Kennedy held one of the most visible and scrutinized jobs. Oh, are we going to be like, oh, poor her, boo-hoo. She's had to deal with a lot of bad mouthing over the years. And it was not always smooth sailing. No, because she doesn't know how to make Star Wars. She fired Chris Lord and Phil Miller as directors of Solo, a Star Wars story, in the middle of production. The film went on to be the first Star Wars movie to lose money theatrically. Well, if you knew you didn't like what they were doing, you probably should have fired them far sooner. Why'd you let it go on so long? She also sidelined Rogue One, a Star Wars story director Gareth Edwards, replacing him with Tony Gilroy, who was brought on to oversee reshoots. The film became a $1 billion hit. Other projects were promised that never materialized, such as Rian Johnson's trilogy, which is never happening, and another one overseen by Game of Thrones showrunners D.B. Benioff and David Weiss. Daisy Ridley's upcoming return to Star Wars has been languishing in development since being announced to fanfare almost 2 years ago. No one wants to see Rey come back. Please don't do that. I mean, you want to kill the franchise even quicker? Well, I don't know, it doesn't matter at this point, I think. But even as Star Wars struggled to return to the big screen, the franchise found newfound life on Disney Plus with The Mandalorian, until they ruined that as well. Launching in November of 2019, along with the streaming service, it became a breakout hit, spawning multiple spin-offs, including the critically acclaimed Andor. Andor is not a spin-off of The Mandalorian, which returns for a second season in April. Yeah, looks boring. As well as multiple shows that failed to hit the zeitgeist and sparked worries of diluting the Star Wars brand. They have diluted the Star Wars brand. Really, none of their shows are that great. I mean, Mando was the most popular and probably the best one, but then they threw that away. Andor is boring. It's well shot and directed and all that garbage, but it's boring. I don't care about the characters. I find it uninteresting. Coming up, Lucasfilm has The Mandalorian and Grogu, which doesn't sound that great, from Jon Favreau, due May 22nd, 2026, as the first big screen outing for the franchise since Rise of Skywalker. And it just sounds like an episode of The Mandalorian. It does not sound like, oh, we need to take this to the theater. This just sounds like a slightly fancier episode of The Mandalorian, so it doesn't sound that interesting to me, but whatever. Alright, how much more of this article do we have? Alright. Kennedy's storied career includes work with Steven Spielberg and husband Frank Marshall, with collaborations including Raiders of the Lost Ark, which, Raiders of the Lost Ark is great because she worked on it. So's E.T., Gremlins, The Color Purple, The Goonies, Empire of the Sun, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future trilogy, all the other Indiana Jones films. To me, I don't think that if you look at all of these other movies and other projects, her being involved, I don't think makes them great. I don't think she's that great of a producer, really. I mean, come on, like, how many of these movies is she the sole producer on? Or are other people the producers on, like her husband, Frank Marshall? To me, I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark is good because it has Steven Spielberg, Harrison Ford, and George Lucas involved, not Kathleen Kennedy. E.T., well, I don't care for E.T., but that's a Spielberg movie. Gremlins is, that's not a Spielberg movie, but I think it's a part of his, like, Amblin, I think, like, his Amblin Studios produces it, or they're involved, so it's The Color Purple. I don't know much about that movie. The Goonies. Yeah, Empire of the Sun. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. She's not that special. And besides, like, who cares if she did anything that great? What has she done in the most recent, what has she done the past, like, 15 years? Ruined Star Wars. Ruined Indiana Jones. Ruined Willow. She's killed off Lucasfilm's franchises. Who cares if she's done anything great? It's like, you killed off a bunch of stuff. You basically tanked Lucasfilm. The news comes ahead of April's Star Wars celebration in Tokyo, where the future of the Star Wars franchise is expected to be unveiled. Alright, that's it for that article. So, yeah, an interesting... I have to admit, I am kind of surprised to see this. I was expecting... Well, I wouldn't say I was expecting. I was kind of hoping that maybe this year we would finally be rid of her. But, like, there's been... How many rumors over the years have there been of, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's leaving? That it's so prevalent. But now that the Hollywood Reporter reporting on that, she's leaving. Yeah, no one's going to miss her, Now, is this a good thing for Star Wars and Lucasfilm? Honestly, I have no idea. Probably not, because they'll probably just replace her with someone younger and worse than she is. That'll just continue to tank Star Wars, because Lucasfilm is run by morons. They have no desire to right the ship. They want to just continue making garbage. Andor isn't going to save Star Wars. It isn't going to help Star Wars. I watched the trailer, which we will discuss in this video, but it's nothing special. It looks like generic sci-fi with a little bit of Star Wars flavor in it. So that's my opinion on Andor. And season 2 just looks like more of the same. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see if this is true. I think it is. I think she will leave. Like, what at this point? Why would she stay? What's the point in her staying? Her legacy has already been sunk. I don't care about what she did decades ago. That doesn't matter to me. I'm always going to think of, oh, that's the lady that ruined Indiana Jones and Star Wars. So, hope she likes that legacy, because that's her legacy. Enjoy it. So, it's good news that she's gone. I won't miss her, but we'll see who they get to replace her. So, it'll be interesting to see who that person is. So, yeah, I hope it's not Dave Filoni. Please do not do that. Ugh.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, 'cause I don't want ass prints on my new door.
Good news, and is awesome. All right. As you can see, we have wonderful news. Revenge of the Sith is to celebrate its 20th anniversary. It is coming back to theaters April 25th.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
It's going to run for a week. So, till the 2nd. Yeah. And I believe it says that, in the U.S., it's running in select U.S. theaters and international territories for a week only. Screenings will be available in several formats, including, for the first time, 4DX, whatever that is. 4DX experience features high-tech motion chairs that sync with over 21 effects, all designed to complement the narrative of the film. Oh, it probably would be cool to see it that way, but I highly doubt I have any 4DX theaters near me. They're probably like IMAX, and they're kind of rare around me. Oh, and this poster, I like this poster. It looks cool. It's done by the same artist who did the Phantom Menace one from last year, The Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's awesome. Now, if you do look at the face of Anakin, it does look a little bit like Anakin from the Clone Wars, which I do think is weird because why do that? Like, make it look like Hayden Christensen, not the TCW. Maybe it's just me, but that is my only issue with this poster, is that the Anakin face, which is, admittedly, it's not that, doesn't take up that much space, but it just, to me, it looks a little too much like TCW Anakin. But that aside, I'm not going to hold that against the poster. The poster is awesome. I mean, you've got Coruscant in the background. You can see the Jedi Temple burning. And then you got Mustafar in the foreground, and then you got very little above the episode 3. You can see him fighting. This is an awesome poster. It's an awesome poster. Cool. I can't wait. So hopefully there will be a theater near you playing Revenge of the Sith if you want to go see it. That would suck. This is awesome news. I wasn't expecting them to do this, because for the Phantom Menace's 20th, I don't recall them replaying it in theaters. Same with Attack of the Clones. But then for Revenge of the Sith's 20th, they do some special things. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't make sense. I'm not complaining because I really want to see this movie in the theater. I was deprived back in 2005, so hopefully I can watch this. Alright, let's see if there's I don't think there's anything. Once again, blah blah, yeah, we already talked. Space battle, and then it talks about the movie. We don't need to who's in it. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, that's Revenge of the Sith returning to the theater. Now let's get to the last piece of the puzzle or news that we have today. Yeah, Andor Season 2. They dropped the trailer a couple days ago. However long ago, whatever. Yeah, it looks more of the same. If you're a big fan of Andor Season 1, you'll probably get a kick out of this. But to me, it just looks like sci-fi with a little bit of Star Wars flavor is all. It doesn't... I could be wrong. There's no aliens in the trailer at all. So that's a disappointing thing. Aliens are one of my favorite things of Star Wars, so I'm always going to hold it against a show or a movie set in Star Wars that lacks aliens. That's something that any Star Wars project should have at least some of. There's no excuse. Oh, well, we didn't want to tell a Jedi story. That's fine. Why can't you have some aliens with the rebellion, huh? Tell me that. Oh, we have Admiral Akbar there, or some Mon Calamari guy. Boring choice. Pick some other aliens. And why can't we, if we go to different planets and different locales, throw in some aliens? I understand Coruscant isn't going to be chock full of aliens. It's Imperial-led right now, and they're xenophobic. That makes sense, but whatever. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll rewatch Season 1. My opinions on it might change. We'll see. I doubt it. We'll see. I might enjoy certain pieces more. We'll see. Hopefully, what's-his-face isn't going to sit at his mommy's house and eat cereal, so he can watch his Saturday morning cartoons while he eats cereal. Ugh, so dumb. Yeah. Alright, I think I've rambled about Andor Season 2 enough, so, yeah. There will be links to some articles in the description for your perusal, if you so choose. Well, which of these pieces of news are you most excited about? Yeah, and what's your thoughts and opinions on Kathleen Kennedy leaving, Revenge of the Sith coming back to the theater, and Andor? You're welcome to share that in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy, and until next time, thanks for watching.